Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today it's the 1994 Roosevelt dime, and you see we've got another 1994 coin up here. We're going to talk about that later, and that's a $10 coin from Hong Kong from 1994. But first let's take a look at these dimes. In 1994 the United States made 2.5 billion dimes. 1.2 billion at Philadelphia, and you can see the P here. 2.5 million at San Francisco, and you can see the S, and then 1.3 billion at Denver, and you can see the D back here for the Denver Mint. One of these coins is worth probably $45 to $50, and we'll talk about that. And out of those 2.5 billion, not many of them were worth a lot of money. The highest graded 1994 dime by PCGS is about $2,250 for a Mint State 68 full bands from the Denver Mint. So let's take a look at these. Here's the Philadelphia Mint here. We can see the P there, and you can see that this is a shiny coin. This is from an uncirculated mint set. In 1994, they made 1.2 million Philadelphia and Denver, or P&D, mint sets. It says Liberty in front of Roosevelt, In God We Trust down here. 1994, P for Philadelphia, J and an S there for John Sinek, the engraver of these coins. If we tip this coin up on its edge, we see that this is a copper nickel-clad copper coin. These weigh 2.27 grams, and then we get it onto the back, and we see it says United States of America. One dime here. In the center we see a torch with flames coming out the top. There are two bands that go across the top of this torch, and there's supposed to be two bands that go across the bottom of this torch. So this one doesn't have the full bands top and bottom, but it's still a pretty nice version. A full bands version of this Philadelphia at a Mint State 69 would be worth $2,000 plus. It says E pluribus unum across the center, one dime here, a olive branch and an oak branch here. You can see the acorn right there hanging off the oak branch. At the Denver Mint, this is the one that's probably worth $45 plus. You can see Liberty in front of Roosevelt, In God We Trust under his chin. Back here we see the 1994 and the D there, kind of a light D. Some nice coloring on this one. You can actually tell the coloring differences between these, and the Denver one just has a much nicer tone to it when you look through it. If we flip this one over onto the back, we want to see if we can see the bands here, and we're pretty close to a full bands version here, and this is in pretty good shape. So if this was a Mint State 65, it'd be worth $45 with the full bands. A Mint State 68, $2,250. The last of the dimes is the San Francisco dime from 1994, and this one is in tremendous condition also. Probably a proof 69 or a proof 70 deep cameo, but a proof 70 deep cameo from 1994 is worth $18. They've graded 1,300 of them so far, and proof 70 is the highest you can get, so these are not going to be very expensive coins, but it's still worth looking at and just seeing how shiny and nice these coins are. Then if you get it onto the back, you see that this is spectacular. When they talk about the deep cameo, they're talking about how these images on the coin just pop right off the coin, and if you get the light right, the back of it is black and the images on the coin just pop right out like that. At the San Francisco Mint, they made 2.5 million. They also made about 800,000 silver sets or premier sets in 1994, but those will all come in a special casing, and they almost never get broken up. So there are some silver dimes from 1994, but they are in the silver sets from the San Francisco Mint. There aren't a whole lot of error coins from any of the mints from 1994. When we talk about error coins from the United States, we can be talking about a lot of different things. We can be talking about a one-off that didn't get caught by quality control, or there can be what they call a variety, where a bunch of the coins have the same error on them. In 1994, we don't have any recognized varieties of error coins, but there is something called a die cap error or a capped die error. Let's take a look at that. Sometimes what happens is a coin gets stuck onto the end of the coin die or the hammer, and then that coin hits another coin. And as it strikes more coins, it's called a capped die. So this is one of those coins that got struck by another coin that was stuck on the die cap. So it's called a capped die, a die cap, or a brockage error. This one right here we got from the website of SarasotaNumismatics.com, where they had sold one of these, and it's just a really interesting copy. You can see the copper kind of poking through. You can see up here it actually pushed it so far down through that you can see the copper in the center there, and then you can see the imprint from another coin right on top of this coin. This one was certified at a mint state 66. So that was the capped die error. The other coin that we wanted to talk about from 1994 was this bimetallic coin from Hong Kong. And this coin was made after the United Kingdom lease on Hong Kong ended and Hong Kong went back to China. You see it says 10 in the center, 1994, $10 at the bottom, $10 in Mandarin, I believe, at the top. If we look here, we see that this one is milled reeded edge with 4 smooth sides and 4 reeded sides as you go around the outside. It's a pretty heavy coin. When they say bimetallic, they're talking about a nickel brass outer and a copper nickel inner coin that are kind of melded together. And here you see it says Hong Kong, and then down here it says Hong Kong in English. It's kind of a rope around the melding where they put the two metals together. And then inside, this is the Bahia flower. It's a Joseph Yam engraving, this one right here. Just a really beautiful coin. There's no Queen Elizabeth on it, so you know that it came after the transition of power in Hong Kong. All right, well, that's all we have today from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. Look for these coins out there. These ones are going to be hard to get much money from. If you're looking for the best ones, you're probably going to have to look in the proof sets or the mint sets from 1994. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you have in the comment section.